Hi friends, welcome back for another video, and today we are doing a spring bookish reset. Let's get into it. So this is my first sort of seasonal bookish reset, so let's set the scene. Let's paint a picture of what this video is going to look like. Today I want to make myself a TBR jar. If you don't know what that is, it is a jar filled with prompts which you pull out at the start of every month to help you pick the books that you're going to read throughout the month. So, for example, a prompt could be a book with the colour pink on the cover, or a book by an author that you haven't read before. So I'm going to go and make myself a TBR jar so that for April I can do my first ever TBR jar prompts, pick my April reads. So I'm really excited to do this. I watch so many of these videos on here on YouTube and I absolutely love them. It gives me, some really good inspiration for books that I want to read in the future, and it's good to kind of, I enjoy seeing everyone's TBR list and what kind of books they're excited by, and then watching their reviews of those books down the line as well. So yeah, I'm really excited to do that. And then I need to catch up on my reading journal and just fill in some of the books that I've read in March. So we're going to fill that in together, which I'm really excited about. The last couple of bits on the list are, I have a whole new haul of books to add to my TBR, so I thought we could go through that together. I found some absolute goodies in the charity shop. I got 6 books for £2, which is crazy, so I wanted to share a haul of those with you. And then I've also got a massive sticker haul for my book journal, so I thought I would also share that with you and show you what is new in my collection. So let's stop yapping and get straight into the video. Okay, so I thought we would move over to voicemail to voice over for this whilst I made the TBR jar. I wanted to go for something quite simple, but I also wanted it to kind of match the vibe of my living room. So I've gone for a kind of orange autumnal theme. I went in with the never ending TBR pile sticker from my sister's Etsy shop, which I'll link down below in the description, and then I cut out these TBR letters from some orange card and then just stuck them on the top of the jar with double-sided sticky tape. So far I think it is holding okay, but I am a little bit nervous. I know this is super simple and a super basic design, but I am really happy with it. And then for the actual prompt, I wanted to do lots of different coloured paper. So I had this origami style paper from, I believe, The Works, and I picked out a few different colours. So I went for pink, purple, then I also went for orange, and then the dark green pattern as well. And I just thought together in the jar that would look really nice as a mix of colours. And for this I cut them out into even strips, as even as I could, to be honest. I'm very good at doing things wonkily, but I just cut them all out into strips to then write the prompts on and fold them up into the jar. So this is me just chopping everything up into satisfying strips. I then wrote out all my prompts onto these pieces of paper and sort of folded them up, and I tried to do a variety of prompts that weren't too specific because I don't have the largest amount of physical books in my TBR pile, so I didn't want it to be that I pulled a prompt and then didn't actually have a book that could match up to that, if that makes sense. So I tried to do some mixed ones of like books with an animal on the cover, books with the colour pink on the cover, books published in the year 2025, books published in the year 2024, and just sort of tried to think of the books that I did have and aligned some, and then just did some random ones and did ones like pick a book that your friend chooses from the pile and things like that. So hopefully I should be okay for my next few TBR videos, fingers crossed. And this is the jar all filled up with my prompt and the lid on top, and I just think it looks so cute with all the colours inside, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and here you go with it matching my living room. I'm really happy. Now it's time to catch up on my reading journal for some of the books that I have read in March so far. So this first page is my books read page with my bookshelves, where I just put the titles of the books I've read into the little books. So the first one was Behind Closed Doors, and then also Hunger Games needed to be added, and then I added them to my books read this year. So there was a couple that I hadn't added on there, which were The Humans by Matt Haig. I hadn't added Behind Closed Doors. And on this page, I just sort of track the pages I've read, what I rated the book, the author, and what book number of the year that I read it. Then I updated my Reading the Alphabet tracker. Now I think I only had one book to add to here from the books that I've read, which was Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris, was filling in the letter B for the alphabet. And then moving on to the Read the Rainbow, I don't think I had any books this month that really ticked off these rainbow pages, so I just moved on from that, and I really need to look through my list to see how I can tick more off. And then for my library tracker, I finished the Hunger Games and returned it, so I've just filled that out on the library tracker, and then I'm also currently reading The Pact, so eventually I will be able to tick that one off as well. Right, before we go into the book haul, I think I'm going to do my sticker haul first, because I'm so excited to open this package. These are actually stickers from my sister's Etsy shop. I will link her shop down below. It is Alice Illustrate on Etsy, and she's also on Instagram as well, so make sure to go and follow her. And oh, I ordered lots of goodies, but she's also thrown in a few bits for me as well, so I'm gonna have a little nosy and see what she has sent me. I did also order a couple of bits for my friend. Now I'm not gonna name who it's for because she watches my YouTube videos and I am seeing her in a couple of days, but I think this video will be up before I see her, so let's just hope that she hasn't watched it before I gift her these things. But I'm not going to say what's for her, and I'm not gonna say who they're for. It's a spoiler-free zone here. I have already opened it just to make sure that my address and stuff is not on it, and I had a little peek because I wanted to put a sticker on my book journal. So let's actually start with that. So this is my book journal, and on the front I've added this books sticker that my sister put in as a freebie, and it's so cute. I just think these teal and brown colours go really well with the purple of my journal. Also, I'm very purple today, kind of loving it. I was about to try and drink my drink and put the microphone in my mouth. Right, I've finished my coffee, so now we can get into the haul. Here is my little envelope of goodies. There's honestly so much goodies in there. There's so many goodies in here, I can't believe it. So starting off with her little thank you card, which is of this adorable library illustration, because this launch that she's done recently is all library themed, and on the back it says, "Sibling, thank you. I hope that you love all these new goodies. Happy journaling. Wishing you all the best, Alice." It's so cute. One of the first things I ordered isn't actually a sticker. Is this never-ending TBR pile print, because I want to get myself either a book trolley or a bookcase, and I thought this would look really cute in like a nice little frame on the shelf, because I mean, have you ever seen anything more relatable? Never-ending TBR pile. Literally. I finish a book and I've bought 4 more. That's the cycle we're currently going through. I'm going to move on to bookmarks that I ordered as well. So, first one I got was this In the Library bookmark, which is just so cute. It's got the stamp on it, it's got all the bookshelves, a cozy chair, a library card, a very bookish bookmark, and then I got this one with all the bunnies on. So very cute. We are a big fan of bunnies over here. So this bunny bookmark is adorable. Then moving on to sticker sheets. Now I definitely ordered some of these, but my sister's gone a little bit sibling happy and given me some extras. First one I got were these library border strip sticker sheets. Now she actually sent me pictures while she was sort of designing these, and she was like, "Oh, is this a good idea?" And I was like, absolutely yes, and when you release them I will be purchasing them because they're perfect for your journal. So these long strips are all one sticker, all attached, and I thought, oh, these would be perfect to like put along the bottom, almost like a washi tape, how you would make a washi tape border. These would be perfect. I just think they're really cute, and they've got all of like the bookshelves, the library cards, the open book with a bookmark in it. Adorable. This little books sticker sheet, which has lots of different gosh, I can't hold it. Lots of different little books and library card stickers and stuff to kind of decorate around the journal, which is very cute. Then also this In the Library sticker sheet, which if you've seen my flip through in one of my previous videos of my library spread in my book journal, this is the sticker sheet that I used for that to decorate my library page. So you've got like the bookshelves, the ladder, the library stamp, the library card. Very, very cute. Then in theme with the bunny bookmark, I also got this rabbit sticker sheet with all of the bunnies on. They are so cute and they match up with the bunnies on the bookmark. Adorable. She also popped in this freebie, and I think it's because she's hinting that we need a game night, and it is her gaming sticker sheet in pink. She also does this in blue, and it's so cute with the headphones and like the Game Boy and the like console controller and stuff. So I definitely need to make a game spread in my journal. Then these next ones are more kind of functional, decorative journal sheets that I'm very excited for. The first one is this like gorgeous, colourful weekly sticker sheet. I just love all these colours. I think they look so fun together and they're very up my street. You've kind of got orange and like a mustardy yellow. You've got a dark grey, a light grey and a teal as well, and I just think together they're such beautiful colours. So these are going to be perfect for like my weekly spreads. And then these are another newbie in her shop and I'm absolutely obsessed with them. I think they're going to be perfect just for like cute decorative purposes. So the first one is this colourful stars sticker sheet. So you've got the teeny tiny ones and then they get bigger at the top and they're kind of like rainbow colours, and I'm actually considering using these to decorate my Reading the Rainbow page. I think these will look really cute just sort of scattered around in the background for a little bit of summon, a little bit extra. And then also the monochrome stars as well. So you've got like a light grey, a dark grey, a medium grey and again teeny tiny ones and then bigger ones as well. I think these will be perfect around sort of October time for spooky season, or I want to do some spreads inspired by like books that I've read. And you know when you've got like a thriller book that's quite dark and gloomy themed, maybe a little bit more like a horror thriller, these would be perfect for decorating that page, so very excited. She then threw in some freebie stickers of just like big stickers. So first one is this open book with a bookmark in, and fun fact, this bookmark in that book is one of her bookmarks that she sells in her shop, which I just thought was very, very cute. I love anything like attention to detail, nod to other products in her shop, adorable. Then she sent me this bookshelf one, which again is very cute, and I think I will probably incorporate this into the start of my journal. This massive library card sticker, which I absolutely love, and I also love that it took me a minute to realise that on the library card it spells out love to read. Very cute. Again, attention to detail, right up my street. And then last but not least, this bookcase. I always call a bookcase a bookshelf, but a bookshelf and a bookcase are very different. A bookcase sticker. I love it. So that is my sticker haul from Alice's shop. Like I say, I will link all of her links down below. Make sure to go and check it out. And if you are a journaler, there are so many goodies on her website. So definitely give it a browse, give it a nosy. And Alice, if you're watching, thank you for saving me and my journal. Now moving on to my book haul of new books to add to my physical TBR, and that will be going into my April TBR Jar video. So the prompts I will be pulling, these books will be part of the kind of selection that I'm looking through, if that makes any sense. I don't think I described that very well. So these first two are ones that Matt actually bought for me when we were in HomeSense the other day. I didn't realise that they had a whole selection of books in there, so that was really exciting. And he treated me to 2 books of my choosing. So the first book that I picked up was Book Lovers by Emily Henry. Now I haven't actually read an Emily Henry book yet, but I've heard lots about her. And to be honest, I just absolutely love this cover. Feels very like spring, summer, and I feel with the days getting longer, I don't know, this just could be a get me in the mood for, you know, spring, summertime. Sorry, I don't know where my voice went. The back of this says, Nora is a cutthroat literary agent at the top of her game. Her whole life is books. Charlie is an editor with a gift for creating bestsellers, and he's Nora's work nemesis. I'm not going to read the whole blurb, but interesting. Add it to the TBR. And then the second book that I picked up in HomeSense was a Frida McFadden book. I mean, all reliable. I've read quite a lot of her books now, and you know, they're always a good quick read if you're feeling a little bit like you're in a slump. and that is The Teacher. Now, I've heard mixed things about this, so I kind of just wanted to read it for myself to see what I think, because some people absolutely put this in like their top 3 Freida McFadden books, and some people put this in their like bottom 3, and I thought, ooh, that is quite, you know, mixed reviews. There are some books where a lot of people seem to have similar kind of reviews, whereas this one had very mixed, so I thought I would read it for myself and see what I thought. Next up is my bag of charity books. Now, here is my bag. It is very full. I found some goodies. Do I know much about any of these books? No. But they were 3 for £1, and there was such a variety that I thought I would just pick up some ones that I'd either maybe heard of or were just intrigued by. This first one that I picked up was, I think I actually just got it because I saw that it has now been made into, I think, a TV show. And I thought, oh, I could read it and then watch the TV show, that would be cool. And that is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. So, again, it says Nemesis on the back. 1, a long-standing rival, an arch enemy. 2, a person's undoing. And 3, Joshua Templeman. Lucy Hutton, baker of cakes, charming assistant, and professional nice girl, is waging war. Oh, she's got the whole office on her side. At the top it says he's the one she loves to hate. So, interesting. Add it to the list. I then picked up this book as well, which at the top of the blurb it's got a review from Giovanna Fletcher, and it says, tender, heartbreaking and magical. I went from feeling warm and fuzzy to shock, delight, and finally, well, you'll just have to read it. And I thought, oh, that's an interesting review, like all of the feelings. And I thought, oh, I'd like to read a book that makes me feel all of the feelings. And this is 5 Years From Now by Paige Toon. Really like the cover of this one. And it says, Nell and Van meet as children when their parents fall in love, but soon they are forced worlds apart. 5 years later they find each other, their bond is rekindled and new feelings take hold, but once again they must separate. I just thought, this sounds interesting. Now, this next book I kind of picked up because I have heard of the author, and I feel like I have heard of this book, but basically in my journal I have a Reading the Alphabet challenge. So reading books beginning with the letters from A to Z, and this one is called 0 Days by Ruth Ware, and I thought, oh, well, I've heard of Ruth Ware as like a thriller author, I believe, and I need the letter Z because I feel like that's probably going to be the second most challenging, actually, because I think X will be the most challenging, but this is going to be a challenging letter to find, so I thought I should probably get that, because then letter Z can be ticked off this year, which would feel like quite an achievement, even if I didn't complete the whole alphabet. So do I know much about this book? No. But it begins with a Z. Okay? Please don't judge me. This next book I picked up is actually really quite chunky compared to the rest. How many pages is it? 454 pages. It's not actually as long as I thought it was going to be, but this is The Fall by Louise Jensen, and again, another thriller book. Really like the cover of this. It makes me think of like the Highlands. Beautiful. And to be honest, I just picked this up because I needed an extra book and I quite enjoy a thriller, so I thought I'd give it a go. I don't really know too much about it, but sometimes I quite like going into a book with no info, personally. This book, when I saw it, I hadn't heard of it before. I didn't know the book. And then I picked it up, brought it home, and then I kept seeing it on my For You page. And I was like, what? It's Where We Belong by Anstey Harris. It says, a beautiful story of love, loss and resilience. But I've seen lots of people rating this quite well and talking really like positively about it, so now I'm really intrigued and I really like the cover. I actually do think that's why I picked it up. I know people say don't judge a book by its cover, but I just wanted a variety and I thought this was really pretty, so now it's on my TBR. Let me know if you've read this or if you've been seeing this on your FYP, because like I literally never heard of it before, and then I picked it up, and then like a couple of days later I kept seeing it everywhere, and I was like, that's kind of strange. The next book I picked up with the charity shops was It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Now, I've heard of this book, I think because of the film. I've not seen the film, but I've just heard of it, and I've heard of the author. Since picking this up, I have seen that the author might be someone that we don't support. However, the money went to charity, and I will likely still read this because, well, I've got it now, but I was unaware, so. But lots of people have rated this book quite highly, I guess, in separation from the author. So yeah, very excited to give this a go and see what I think. Then the next book that I picked up was, basically this was in the 3 for £1, and I'd picked up 5 books and I needed an extra one, and I thought I'm just going to go for one that has like a interesting title, and we're just going to go into it with kind of no information, and that is this book, A Watermelon, a Fish and a Bible. Honestly, I know nothing about it, but the back says a novel of international significance, courageous, provocative and haunting, which is an interesting mix. So do I know much about this book? No, but am I very intrigued? Yes. And this is by Christy Lefteri, but we'll see. Last book I don't think I can currently add to my TBR because I actually messed up and I didn't realise. I picked up The Family Remains by Lisa Jewell because I've heard so much about Lisa Jewell and her thrillers, so I really wanted to give them a go, and I saw this and I was like, perfect. And then I went on to Goodreads to add it to my TBR list. This is book 2. I don't have book 1. So I've messed up a little bit, and I'm going to have to basically find book 1, which I think is called The Family Upstairs, and then, yeah, read that and then read this. So I've got book 2 ready, I just need to find book 1. It's like the Hunger Games all over again. So it will eventually be on my TBR, but I just messed up a little bit. Okay, oopsies. And that's it. That is my spring bookish reset complete, and we are ready to go into spring. It's actually Sunday today, and the clocks have changed, so the sun is going to be setting later, which is so excited. I'm very excited for the longer days, and I'm very excited to read some books outside in the sunshine, so yeah. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and comment down below the purple heart emoji to match my purple jumper, and I will see you next week for another video. Bye guys.